Gurgan quietly spoke. This earthquake is but an omen. The tremors that pulled the crystals into the earth and brought forth monsters are nothing compared to the darkness which is to come. But hope is not yet lost. 4 souls will take up the quest to the light, and so it begins. 4 orphans have been raised by the priest Topapa in the remote village of Ur. A crystal has sunk into the earth due to the earthquake, and the 4 boys have come in an adventurous mood. They have only intended to test their courage. This is Brian, and welcome to this commentary playthrough of Final Fantasy III for the NES. I wanted to get through reading that opening part there, and it just goes automatically, and it's pretty fast, so sorry about that cold open intro there. But we're just beginning this commentary playthrough of Final Fantasy III. This is the third game of the Final Fantasy series, and all of the first 3 were on the NES. This one never made it over to the United States, though, so I have a translated version here that I'm playing. Later versions of it were translated and ported over, and I have played some of those before. I've never actually played through this one before. So, I mean, it'll be the same story, but I'm sure some of the quality of life improvements were probably not put in here. Anyway, as with the other games, you can change the message speed. By default, it goes to 6, and I think I'll leave it there. So we pick new game, and you get to name your characters. They didn't have names in this one, but in the later ports, they did. So I'm going to go ahead and give them the names that they had in those games, just to make it a little easier that way. The first one is named Luneth. Actually, I hope those characters will fit in here. Okay, it does. And the next one is Ark, I believe. I think actually the blue one was Raphia. And that's actually a girl, I believe, but in the intro it said that they were all 4 boys, so that might be a change that they made in the later versions to change one of the characters to a girl. I don't really have a problem with that, I guess. A lot of these games have, you know, at least some women in them. Depends on the roles they play. And I know some girls like to play these games too, and they probably like to see some female characters, so I don't have a problem with that. The third character is Ark. I think he was Luneth's friend, basically. Alright. And the last one is Ingus. Ouch! We've fallen into a pit. Shucks. And yeah, I'm not controlling it yet. Are we gonna be alright? In a place like this? Hey, it was your idea to come here. Hey, if you've got time to fight, you've got time to look for a way out. So I guess that's the characters bantering back and forth with each other, although they don't indicate which one is saying what. So yeah, we can fight, defend, run, or use an item. One change they made here, which I think is kind of nice, in case you're not paying a ton of attention, it tells you which characters are targeting which enemy. You saw they had the little floating numbers above them there. Got 1 capacity and 8 experience. Well, what were those? Oh man, what are we gonna do now? Well, now we finally have control. And in the menu, yeah, we have items. We have magic, which we don't have any yet. And it looks like that's the same as the first game, basically, Final Fantasy 1, where you have 8 levels of spells, and each level has, like, potential casts. Like, right now I have 0 out of 0 because we don't have any magic. And we have a knife, leather helmet, and cloth armor so far. And it looks like the inventory goes to basic inventory for items, for equipment, so it's not like the first game like that. It's probably closer to the second game in that respect. And it seems like we have a bigger inventory, at least a little bit. Status, yeah, I mean, that's pretty generic. From the rest of these games are about the same. And yeah, we are called Onion Kids right now, and we're all at level 1. You can move front and back if you want to. We don't have access to this yet, but yeah, this game was the first one in the Final Fantasy series, at least, to introduce jobs. It's pretty rudimentary in some of that, and we'll see that that's what that capacity has to do. It has to do with changing jobs. You actually have to get capacity points to be able to change your jobs once you have access to different ones. So, we'll just get into it. We got some treasures here, got a potion, and a leather shield. I actually didn't mean to remove everything. Alright. Okay, it doesn't tell me what the potion does on it, but obviously potions are an item that heals you in battle. Huh? What's the matter? That rock's a bit odd. Now that you mention it. Okay, so they point out to you that you want to push the rock and it opens a switch there. I don't think that one does anything else. Yeah, I'll probably... Yeah, I guess I didn't pay attention to how much that increased my defense. So it brings it up by 3. Yeah, so that wall closed again after I went into my menu there. Not as familiar with this game as the first two. I like this one probably better than the second one. So I'm just saying I'm probably not going to be necessarily worried about getting everything in this game. Although I'll certainly do my best not to miss anything. Here we got Eye Fang and Carbuncle. And they're still easy enough. And we got to level up already. I don't know which one of these enemies is the toughest. Looks like those Eye Fangs are probably tougher. Yeah. Ouch. Did 3 hits. And yeah, if you didn't notice, even though we have the same job class and everything, we don't necessarily get the same stats on level up, because Arc fell 1 point behind on HP. Southwind, I think, is probably an item we use in battle. Guess I'll go ahead and use a potion on Angus. Just because if we get into another fight like that, I don't want him to get knocked out. Another potion. That's probably the way out, I guess. At least let's check the other side first. Okay. Well, that was enough to take those guys out. Must have just been a little short before. It's a spring. What an odd color. Let's try drinking it. Okay, well, I guess I might not have had to use that potion. Feel a power welling up inside me. HP/MP restored. And another south wind. I wanted to look at something here. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think it was that way. Like in the second game, you had to equip items to be able to use them in battle. So I think we can go ahead and use them just out of the item menu in this one. So I'd call that an improvement. Okay, we're at the wind crystal already, apparently. But what is this? Well, what is this? Something evil attacked. I guess we got a boss right away here. I do kind of like this boss music in this game. Let's check that item here. Why don't we just use one of these south winds? They gave us 2 of them, so it seems like they want us to try them out. Oh, wow, yeah. Probably just going to go ahead and use the other one also. Unless we can take the guy out before it gets to that. Just to make sure we don't have any trouble with the first boss here. Alright, we got him. Land turtle. We got 31 capacity for that one. And much like Final Fantasy V, if you've ever played that one for the Super Nintendo or later versions, the jobs that you get in this game are based from the crystals, so I think we'll get some jobs here already. The crystal began to sparkle. You have been chosen. Hey, the crystal talked. Take the last of the light, last of the hope remaining in me. At this rate, this light will soon vanish as well. The balance of everything is crumbling. When you take the light, you will be able to receive the great strength from the crystals. You are the ones chosen to keep the hope. You must not let this world disappear. Light surrounded the 4. So yeah, it's kind of like a little prologue area there. There's a little shout out there for the translator, if you're interested in that. I'm certainly thankful to people that do stuff like that for these. Because, I mean, I've bought different versions of this game and had later ones, but there's no way you can play the original one in English if you didn't have a translation of it. 4 stout-hearted warriors shall trudge forward and sweep away the darkness so that once again the crystal will shine with the light of hope. Yeah, a lot of the Final Fantasy games have a crystal type of theme. You can go outside through that magic circle. Your quest begins here, Light Warriors. Yeah, I think in the later remakes of it, you started out with just one guy here, Luneth, the main party member, and the rest of them you had to pick up. I mean, it didn't take long to get them, but you didn't get them all at once. Crystal is shedding its light silently. Light Warriors, bring back hope to this world. Did I get jobs? Yeah, okay. We got Fighter, White Wizard, Monk, Black Wizard, and Red Wizard. I'll probably make Luneth a Fighter. And yeah, see this 8 next to them? That means that's how much capacity you have to expend to change them to that job. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. You have to remove all of your equipment before you switch jobs. I suppose, just in case you're switching to something that's not compatible. And yeah, he looks just like the fighter from Final Fantasy 1 or like the sprite on the world map of Furion in Final Fantasy 2 now. And let's see if he can still equip everything that we had. I would assume so, for a fighter. And I'll probably try to make it a little versified. We'll put Raphia as a white wizard. Oh. Alright, let's go ahead and remove everybody's stuff here. And I think once you get towards the end of the game and you have your different jobs leveled up, you want to switch back to Onion Kid, because then the Onion Kid actually has all the abilities that you've leveled up, I think. Not 100% certain on that, or if it was in this version, but we'll figure that out as we go, hopefully. Alright, so yeah, that looks the same as the White Mage in the first Final Fantasy. Might as well make Ark a Black Wizard. Well, why don't we make him the Monk? I'll make Ingus the Black Wizard. Yeah, that seems reasonable. So yeah, the Monk looks somewhat the same too. But yeah, I won't have a Red Wizard at least right away here. There is a part in the game pretty early on where I think you want to use one because only the Red Wizard can use this pretty awesome sword you get early on. But we'll check that out once we get to it. Alright, so can't equip the knife. Or the shield, so that's all we're getting for Raphia for now. And yeah, can't equip the knife either. What about the Black Wizard? Yeah, he can equip the knife. Not the shield, though. One other thing I think you can do is, yes, you can dual wield weapons. So see, that does bring his attack up to 18. So you sacrifice some defense, but if you want to try to make the battles a little faster against tougher enemies, that's one way to go. And I'm going to do that for now. And yeah, like the crystal said, this is a warp to get out of here. Alright, so the way the caves look is similar with Final Fantasy II. And if you press select, you can actually cycle through your characters that way. Alright, so we drop a save there. And I want to, I think, go back in here because I think there's more stuff you can actually get. Yeah, there's more treasure in here. Hopefully we don't get our butts kicked. And we can select any of the characters, any of the enemies to attack. Assuming my mages or my wizards aren't going to really do anything here because I don't have any weapons equipped to them. The monk is actually meant to be able to do damage with no weapons, so he should be okay. Okay, yeah, so it's just the white mage for now that isn't going to do much. Or I'm sorry, white wizard. So they start out as wizards in this game, and then you get better upgrades for your spellcasters. Don't remember exactly what they call them. Like a shaman and a sage or something like that. And I'm hoping we can get some magic at the first town we come to. Copper armlet. He's probably going to get attacked the most often. Oh, I guess. Alright, so maybe that's not something he can equip. Yeah, it brings defense up by 1. Longsword sounds like an upgrade for my fighter. Let's just make sure nobody else can equip it. Alright, so yeah, that's an upgrade from a knife. I think the middle of the pile of bones there is where we fell through to the other part. So all we need to do is just explore the top portion here. That isn't how I wanted to divvy up my attacks there, but oh well. Yeah, they still did well enough to take that one out, so I guess that was alright. And if I do get in a little trouble here, I do have a couple potions yet. Got some level ups. Alright, so we're at level 4 already. I think we gain job levels too, basically. Don't know where it shows that in this version. It says fighter skill 1. And I see where he gets next level for leveling up. But I'm not sure if there's a gauge somewhere that shows me that fighter skill level. But you can see, depending on what class you are, it will cost more to switch to certain classes. Like for him to go from fighter to black wizard, it will cost him double what it is to get to any other class. Okay. Well, since I only have one fighter, I guess I'll give him both my long swords. And if you plan on switching back and forth between job classes, you're going to want to hang on to some of your other equipment too. Yeah, so see that nunchaku? It actually lowers his attack. The monk in the first Final Fantasy game plays similarly. Yeah, we did get a spell already. And it's going to be kind of like Final Fantasy 2 in that respect, that you have to give the spell to a character. And I think you can give them to anybody. Like all four of us can be any class. So I could give that spell to anybody, but only people who are black mages can currently use it. At least I think Sleep's a black spell. It looks like it. Let's see if my wizards can handle the front one. Alright, good enough. And yeah, these black guys are called blue wisps, if you didn't see that. And we found a potion. I don't know if these are the only guys in here, but they're the only ones I've been finding so far. And so far, we seem to be doing fine as far as our HP. I think I'll go this way, see if we can finish him off. Yeah, Luneth can definitely handle his. Same with Ark. Alright, so we did get skill up there. Or a couple of them at least. Okay, so you go in the status menu here then. Yeah, you see we are level 2 skill per fighter. And for the monk. I don't think there was anything over here. It kind of looks like... Oh. Okay, well there is a secret there. Well, I'm not exactly sure how hard money is to come by in this game, but that seems like a pretty dang good find. And we just got the goblins here. We already faced some of them. Does seem like there's a fairly long pause at the beginning of battle. I'll have to look at that a little bit, see if like maybe if I hit a button, if it'll speed it up, or if that's a component of where the battle speed is set at. I got it set at 6 though, that's fairly high, because 8's the highest it goes. Alright. I think we are actually going to go ahead and call it there, though, for today, for the first part here. So next time we'll pick up, and this is the town that they're from, I believe, which was called Ur. That was the Cave of Ur we were at there. So we'll go from there. Anyway, if you've been enjoying the content so far, please like, comment, and subscribe or follow. And we'll catch you next time.